Hi class, I want to give you some video feedback. I'm visiting these as a first-time site visitor. Even if I've looked at them already, I'm going to go through the functionality, give you feedback, and you will implement that feedback for your revision next week. All right, so let's jump right in. The thing I noticed right away is the navigation contrast. All right, so we definitely want to be able to see that a little better. And I do appreciate that you have the logo here, and it's legible. These not my favorite, but if I click on it, nothing really happens. So probably disable that. This is also a link and it's not going anywhere. Okay, so let's take that off. I want everyone to think about the color of the brand, so that blue works really well. This is good. I would probably have this higher up. So when you land on the page, it's up here. So if that means taking a little out here, bringing it up, or putting this on putting these on the same line. But this would be the best. Okay, I've checked these links and they're working. We do want the year to be right here. And I scrolled over these, they're linked up. Good job. And double check that all your headings are the same font in the same upper or lower case. That's for everybody. This is a little bit of a large file. It's kind of blurry. I recommend just finding a picture of a couple, some stock image would be fine for that. And this would be left aligned. This link works. Remove any images that have glassware because it's a food truck. This works well. Nice. If we were going to have uppercase here, let's think about having uppercase there and here, right? And we would like to have a form here so that you can contact them, so they can be contacted. Let's reduce this. So this is your footer, so we want to make that narrow, and that means moving up the arrow, dragging the arrow. If it doesn't move, that usually means that there's something in the way, some content. Okay. All right. So that's the main thing here, but otherwise, you've done a good job of including most everything you need. Okay, just some editing. Good job. Okay. All right. Nice. I've not seen it like this exactly. So nice. You're not overlapping. That's good. This is more locations rather than address. It's just an area. And let's have hours up here, and so that we have the same number of heading lines. So just choose hours instead of opening hours. Good job linking up. And you have your fictitious disclaimer, the year. Good job. All right, you put your ad in. Okay. And ideally, whenever we can, we want the same number of rows, right? So that would mean editing a little here and a little there, or adding a little here. Same here if you can, when you can. These images are blown out with some sort of filter or something, so be mindful of that. Okay, good. You have this here. This is covering it, and you've got this blank space to remove. You want to center, left align your paragraph text. I'm going to let this go, but this is a placeholder image. It seems like it's one of Wix, but I'm going to let that go. Left align this, since they're fairly generic, and left align that, just because the shape that it makes is important. This shape is okay. It's somewhat symmetrical. This one is not, but you do have to be consistent between here and here, so left align them both. And we want a form. And you want to adjust that box, extend it. And you want to, okay, here's your form. And all linked up. All right. Yeah, just a little bit of detail here and there. Okay. I don't mind when this covers this because this is obviously background. Okay. All right. Good job, Alberto. You've got a lot of work into this. Maybe a few more images on this page. And you may not need all of this here at all. Okay, that just creates empty space and you do have it. Okay, what you do need to do is add a locations page in your menu and link it to this section right here. That's what you do want. All right, and that is where it's overlapping, so that's a little something to consider there, but it could be fixed possibly by having it over here, but I'll leave that to you. Otherwise, you've done a great job adding your content. Okay, Jordan. We do need to have the logo in the header so that it's on every page. We never crop a client's logo. That won't make them happy. So we can remove that. Maybe that's a placeholder for you. Good. So essentially you want this look, but up here. We have this a few too many places, and not in the single most important. You can cut this down if you like. Extend this text box so that this comes up here, and you'll need a contact. So this is the reason you use the word contact is when people are searching, they're not going to enter the word community. They're not going to say Real Deal Tacos community to try and find your contact. So we stick with the words that people use most often. And most often they move their cursor over to the right and look for contact. So rename that. Otherwise, you've done a great job. Make sure all your fonts are consistent. Okay, nice work, just a few edits. Sometimes students can add a few important edits that don't take a lot of time but make a huge difference. Okay, this template is one of the most difficult because it has to be updated so much. This hamburger, for example, has to come out. We have to have the logo in the header. You've seen how this can cover. Let's make sure we're using, this is close, but let's use the Real Deal Taco Blue. And watch your contrast and variety of fonts. We want to stick with two, one for headings and one for body copy. This is hard to read, so that will need to be adjusted, whether you remove the background or some other solution, but we can't have the image behind it. A similar issue there. And we need to update your year and information, your disclaimer. Okay, your contact isn't linking up. The easiest thing to do is to go ahead and add a new page and make sure it has a form on it. And then you can remove this. It will end up with a second one. Okay. So these aren't linking. Instagram, okay, that was removed, so remove it from the page in the navigation. And this background has to be blue. It also needs to have the content added. So I would put some time aside. This menu is the longest, takes the most time. So be sure to set enough time aside to do that, because that's probably the biggest portion of this assignment, all right? Okay, so make sure you're looking at some of the others, get an idea of where you're going, and set some time aside, all right? I look forward to seeing this next week. Make sure you link up your media accounts so that you're not going to Wix social media, all right? All right, everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing these next week, and I hope you have fun with it. Make sure you leave plenty of time, and it will be.